Alright, this should be a quick one, and we are going to discuss the mechanics of the lottery/bond system we have developed alongside the OCP team. As you know, and as we discussed in the previous video, USGO often trades at below $1. Now it locks $1 worth of value. So it should not really trade below $1, but because it doesn't have a lot of utility at this point in time, which we have discussed in the previous video, people will typically try to sell it immediately for BUSG. So it tends to have a selling pressure, which means that it trades below its book value, which is $1. Okay, so we have come up with one mechanism, and this is not the only mechanism. There will be other tools which we have in our disposal, which we'll be releasing over a period of time. So this one is a form of a bond/lottery. Users start with BUSG. They deploy it into the smart contract, which reads the BUSG USGO pool and sees if USGO is trading below $1. If it is trading below $1, then it sells the BUSG and buys USGO. The USGO is then locked into the smart contract and stays there. If USGO trades above $1, then it will send the excess BUSG to a lottery contract, which is basically pooled together contracts, which are well audited, etc. Which means that any excess BUSG, which, for example, over here, if we see USGO going above, then this excess BUSD which goes into the buying of this, instead of having more buying pressure, what we'll do is we'll send that into a lottery contract. When people deploy their BUSD over here, they get something called as the BND tokens. BND tokens, which are bond tokens, and you can stake bond tokens in the lottery to win whatever is in the lottery box. Now there's a possibility that we don't meet a peg using this, and there's no excess BUSG in this. So what we are doing is we are seeding it with the OCP team are actually seeding this with some XOCP, which then can be redeemed via a farm for 1:1 OCP. There is an funny NFT, cool NFT as well. And after 7 days, I believe, there will be a winner who the contracts of pool together will determine. Now, if you don't win, then you can unstake your BND, okay? And this BND can be staked to earn USGO, which means anything you had invested over here, when you interacted with the pool, that excess USGO which is sitting here is now passed back to you via farm. It will be over a relatively, let's say, 3 to 6 months, so that people don't just immediately dump the USGO for BUSD again, because if they do that, then the whole purpose of this thing will be defeated. So we have to release the USGO back over an extended period of time. So in a sense, you shouldn't really lose money, and hopefully this should help bring the peg back. It's a bit of an experiment, so don't put your house on it, as is true in all of DeFi contracts, I would say. But it's an interesting little experiment, and it's worth trying out. And if this works, then this could be the start of something very interesting in DeFi in general. Thanks. Bye.